Hey, what's up, Saltwater Squad? I'm Big P, and I'm streaming out some chocolate water ice. This has always been my favorite flavor of water ice because I have a malnourished brain. I used to love when places would put little chocolate chips in it, but now I live far away from the land of the water ice, so I have to make it myself. This one took a lot of testing, and it's not 100% perfect yet, but I'm really happy with where it's at. Let's get into the P. We're gonna start by adding 205 grams of sugar to our saucepan. I'll include volume measurements in the description. I'm gonna add some stabilizers here. You wanna add your stabilizers before you get anything wet so that they don't clump in the liquid. You don't have to use the stabilizers. I'll talk about that in a second. But for my stabilizers, I use 0.32 grams of guar gum and 0.72 grams of locust bean gum. If you want to use xanthan gum instead of those two stabilizers, you can use 0.4 grams of xanthan gum. I'm just saying that because some people already have that. But if you have my stabilizers, you should use those. If you don't want to use any stabilizers at all, you can do that. You can just skip them. But it also might be better if you just use a little bit more light corn syrup. So I'll mention that when we get to that point. Right before I put my stabilizers in, I did put in some salt. So while we're mixing the dry ingredients, add 2 grams of salt. And then after that, we're going to add cocoa powder. So I added 75 grams of Ghirardelli, whatever it is, cocoa powder, and then stir everything up real good. You want to kind of break up the clumps as much as you can. You don't have to do it all the way with the cocoa powder. That'll eventually melt into the liquid, but it'll be easier to melt everything if it's all mixed up well. Once it is mixed up, add 400 grams of water. We're going to be adding 400 grams now and then 400 grams again later after we heat this up. Then whisk it and do your best to stir it up and try to get everything all mixed in. It's all right if you don't get it all the way, that's fine. You just want to get it started. Once we start heating it, it'll be a little bit easier, but you do want it to be at least mostly mixed in when we get that started. All right, now we're at the light corn syrup portion of the video. We're gonna put 105 grams of light corn syrup in. If you're not using any stabilizers, it might be a good idea to use 125 grams of light corn syrup just to make up for it. Earlier, when I said that this recipe wasn't 100% perfect yet, it's because this water ice gets a little bit hard after a few days in the freezer, and you can just take it out for a few minutes on the counter and it'll be easy to scoop after that. Also, most of these water ices are best on like the first day or two anyway. When I try to make this recipe better in the future, I'm going to try increasing the light corn syrup anyway. So if you want to do any tests with that on your own, feel free to do that. But this recipe does work as it is written. It just might be easier if you take it out of the freezer for a few minutes before trying to scoop it, if it's been in the freezer for a little while. All right, stir it up, and we're taking it over to the stove and putting it on medium to medium high-ish heat. We want to get this up to 185 degrees Fahrenheit. That's so that the locust bean gum will hydrate, so that's if you're using the stabilizers. But also if you're not using the stabilizers, you still want to do that because we want some of this water to evaporate because that's factored into the recipe. If we don't evaporate water, there's going to be more water in the recipe at the end, and if there's more water, it'll freeze harder, and you don't want that. You can see that the mixture is pretty thick at the beginning of the heating process, but as things start to melt and everything, it'll become more like a water. It'll be thinner. If you don't have a thermometer, 185 degrees is close to boiling. It's close to simmering, you know? So I would get it maybe up to simmering, and then I'm going to hold it at 185 just for about a minute. And that's just to kind of like let the chocolate bloom a little bit. And it'll also evaporate a little bit more water. So I recommend doing that as well. I switched to the spatula instead of using the whisk because it's good for making sure nothing is getting stuck on the sides or the bottom of the pot, so nothing's burning on the edges. All right, so we're up to 185 degrees now, and normally I would take it off of the heat now, but for this water ice, I'm keeping it on for a minute, and I'm just, I turn the heat off because it's an electric stove, so it's still gonna be hot underneath there, and I'm just trying to keep it around the same temperature, and it's just kind of blooming, and well, it went up in temperature, I guess, but yeah. Then take it off the heat after a minute, and we're just going to let it rest in a bowl uncovered so that the steam still evaporates off of it and we'll lose more water. So we're just gonna let it cool down in that bowl for 10 minutes. And while that's cooling down, we can get some other ingredients ready, that we didn't want to be heated up. The first of which is vodka. We're gonna add 15 grams of vodka, and it can be whatever you got, it doesn't matter. We're adding this not for flavor or for anything like that. We're just adding this to keep the ice cream softer because alcohol does not freeze. On top of that, we're going to add 8 grams of vanilla extract, which is also alcohol based. Earlier, we used 400 grams of water. Here is the other 400 grams of water going in. The mixture has cooled down over the last 10 minutes, and after that 10 minutes of evaporation, we're adding 400 grams of water to cool it down even more before we add our alcohol-based ingredients. Stir the water in so that it cools down the mixture, and then we're going to add the alcohol-based ingredients. So pour those in and then stir it up one more time before we cover the mixture and put it in the fridge overnight so that it cools down all the way, and also so that the stabilizers have time to do their thing. While that's cooling, we can get our chocolate chips ready. What I like to do is I like to, well, first measure out 80 grams of chocolate chips. This is going to be more than that because this was an early attempt and there was way too much chocolate chips when I did this amount. But yeah, you want 80 grams of chocolate chips. You want however many chocolate chips you want, but I used 80 grams. And I cut them up so that they're in a bunch of little chunks that are different sizes because different textures create a more interesting mouthfeel. This was 150 grams of chocolate chips, so you want about half of this. All right, so it's the next day and it's time to churn. I'm taking my water ice out of the fridge and I'm giving it a nice stir again just to make sure everything's all combined and everything. And I recently got a new ice cream machine with a compressor in it. So that just means it cools itself. And I've had that on for the last 10 minutes, just pre-chilling itself. This may be the first video actually with that ice cream machine. Maybe I'll delay this video and put a different one out first. But whatever type of ice cream maker you have, you just want to pour the mixture into it and let it churn. This doesn't look as interesting as the KitchenAid did when pouring stuff in. I guess the water ice never really looked that interesting. It was more the ice cream. Scrape everything out of the bowl and then, just let it churn until it looks kind of like fluffy and like water ice. For me, I think it took about a half an hour. That's one thing about the new machine that I don't like as much as the old one, is that it takes a little bit longer, but it's definitely worth it for the compressor and everything. So once it's looking about ready, pour your chocolate chips in and let it churn for another 2 minutes. By the way, after I cut up my chocolate chips, I put them in a container and I put them in the freezer so that those are also as cold as possible before the churning. 2 minutes after adding the chips, start loading your containers. Another thing that I don't really love about this ice cream machine is that it's kind of complicated to clean the paddle. It's a weird shape, but yeah. So just load your containers. This made a little bit more than a quart, maybe like 2.5 pints, probably like 2.25 pints. 2.25 pints. Once you load your containers, put them in the freezer, and it's best to enjoy them after 2 hours. After 2 hours in the freezer, but you can, if you use the stabilizers, they'll last a lot longer than if you don't use stabilizers. But as I said earlier, they kind of froze pretty hard, so it's good to take it out of the freezer for a few minutes to get a nice clean scoop. You can actually kind of like scrape it off, and it'll, once you get it in the bowl, it is kind of the right texture. But it's easier to just wait 10 minutes and then scoop it, I think. This taste test video is from the most recent batch, and it's from just straight from the freezer. So you can see it's a little hard to scoop, and it's been frozen for a few days here. For some reason, on none of my taste tests, or on none of my attempts to make this water ice, I'd never filmed a video of me trying it like the day of or the day after. So I don't have any really good scoops, except for the one that I put in the fridge for a bit is pretty good. So it is kind of hard to scoop. It kind of breaks up a bit when you're scooping it, but once you get in the bowl, it's good. It's nice and smooth. So now here's that same pint after I left it in the refrigerator for 10 minutes on a different night, and it's easier to scoop. I would recommend maybe just leaving it out on the counter though for a few minutes, like 5 to 10 minutes. It might be even easier. There's some premium ice creams that tell you to do that. Like I'm pretty sure Haagen-Dazs tells you to do that. I usually like to make my ice creams and water ices so that you can eat them right from the freezer. But it's harder with this chocolate water ice because it contains chocolate, it contains like cocoa powder, which it acts differently than a lot of other ingredients because it contains solids. It is solids, and when you're adding solids to a recipe like this, that usually, I'm simplifying it, but that usually makes it so that you can so that it'll be softer, so that it won't freeze as hard. But cocoa powder is different because it kind of doesn't really dissolve into the liquid fully. So there's really like little particles like on their own, apparently. They don't actually contribute to the freezing point depression, those particles that don't dissolve, I mean, because them not dissolving means that they're not actually part of the water. They're not like mixed in, so they're not actually like kind of like part of the base. I might be explaining this weirdly. So there's something else, so then around them is the actual thing that everything's mixed into. At least that's my understanding of it. And because of this, that means we would need to add more solids, which isn't really as much of a problem with ice cream because you can add more like fat and like skim milk powder and stuff like that. But with water ice, I don't really know what else I could add besides sugar. And if I keep adding sugar, it's just gonna get too sweet. Which is why I'm gonna try again in the future with dextrose, but I didn't want to do that for this video because that's not gonna be a problem for me, but I don't think most people are gonna want to buy dextrose if they don't already have it. And I wanted to make this as easily accessible as possible. Dextrose is pretty much just like sugar, but less sweet. I haven't used it in anything before, but I do have it. But anyway, that's my exotic bean ice cream. It's just vanilla ice cream and it's pretty soft, so it's kind of like a custard. So it's kind of like, or like a soft serve vanilla ice cream. So you can make gelatis with it. So I'll link that in the top right, probably a few seconds ago. Yeah, if you've never had one, they're great. Chocolate water ice with vanilla gelati is like my favorite dessert when I was growing up. Thanks for watching. Ta-ta, Toilet Water Squad.